Is the Nintendo Switch the best era for Nintendo? The best console? The best, like, overall, just like experience, games, the industry, the videos, the population of the Nintendo Switch? Is it the best for Nintendo? Now, when you think about the Nintendo Switch, you realize that it's about 7, 8 years old, and that's kind of crazy for a console. But is it the best one? Because when you look back at 2011, you see the Nintendo 3DS was born, and a year after, the Wii U. Now, you can go ahead and say the Wii U wasn't really the best era. Now, the Wii U came out with multiple different games, which most of the games were ported to the Nintendo Switch. So you pretty much got a kind of Wii U on your Nintendo Switch there. But basically focusing on the 3DS. Now the 3DS and the 2DS, those are both fantastic systems, which are the number 2 best-selling consoles of all time, pretty sure. Anyways, they sold like hotcakes because, like, who didn't want a 3DS or 2DS or whatever, DS? You can go bring your games anywhere you wanted in a nice 2D, and you could have traded and did a whole bunch of things if you were playing Pokemon, or you could have played multiplayer games with whoever, and it was just a fantastic time. There was Street Pass on the 3DS where you explore places, you get the little Street Pass kind of thing, and you can get someone else's profile kind of. You could say hello with your 3DS if it's on, you're walking around. It's kind of hard to get a Street Pass in 2024 though. However the case may be. Now the 3DS brought out a whole lot of excitement, the joy of just like, it was just different times. The 3DS had like, it just felt different. If you were in the era of the 3DS, you know what I'm talking about. It just felt different. It was just different. Now the era of the Wii and the DS, on the other hand, now those are different to the 3DS and the Wii U because they came out much sooner. About 2005, 2006 is when both of those consoles released. And, when the Wii originally released, it was a fantastic console. It sold so well. It came with Wii Sports. It came with a whole lot of games. Mario Galaxy. And, no, it was just a great time. Now, when I'm talking about the Nintendo Switch, this video is probably going around in circles. You're like, what in the world is going on here? Yes, I'm sorry. But the Nintendo Switch, when I'm looking at it, I'm seeing more like a shift in the direction. There's not really anything going on. There's not a whole bunch of fun things. Not to say that the games aren't good, but the era of how it feels. Now, the 3DS, how it felt. Everyone had a 3DS. It's not to say that no one has a Switch, but everyone had a 3DS, and it just felt different. Like going to the airport one day with your 3DS in hand, you're getting a whole bunch of street passes, you sit down, you flick open the screen, you pop in your game, and you continue playing. Now, I don't know, it just, something about that just feels different. And when you wanted to get a game, you would walk out to your local store, get yourself a Nintendo card, and put in the code from that card that you were given. Nowadays, it's more like you take your Switch to the airport, you continue your save, because most people, there's not really, you have your kind of library of free games or digital games that you bought instead of getting cartridges, and then you don't get Street Pass, you're just, anyways, you sit down and play for a bit and you wait. Now, then, if you want to get a game, it's more like either you put your credit card in there, or you can go out and get a Nintendo card, but it's getting a little more rarer until kapoof, it doesn't exist anymore. And which is really sad thing. Now, amiibos were also a big part of them. When the Wii U and 3DS came out, mostly the Wii U, there was amiibos for Of course, Super Smash Bros. Super Smash Bros. Was a big part of why Amiibo is actually still living to this day. It was a big part because the Amiibos give you things in the game. They used to do a lot more back then. You can use the Amiibos for a whole lot of things, a variety of things. Like, if you got the Kirby Amiibo with the star, the little star at the bottom, if you had a new 2DS or the Amiibo scanner, you could plop that on and you would get a flying, like, UFO in a way, a sort of way. A flying UFO inside of a Kirby game, which is supposed to, I guess, make it easier, but I just thought it would be fun. It was just really fun to use that thing. And now, when you look back on it, even farther back than just the 3DS and the Wii, or the 3DS and the Wii U, you see the DS and the Wii. The DS and the Wii were just fantastic airs. But when I look back on it, I don't feel like it's the best one. Now, when you say what is the best era of Nintendo, there's a lot of factors you could put in. You could also go and say it's the first ever console that was ever released, the Nintendo Entertainment System. But even at that's probably not the best one, it was just the beginning. And when you look at the Super Nintendo, the sequel to the Nintendo Entertainment System, I don't think that's the best. I'm still thinking that the best ever that we got was either the Switch or the 3DS. Because there was so much more life to it. Maybe you could just say, well, you know, maybe you're just being a little biased because the 3DS, it just feels different. I don't know. That could be it. That could very well be it. Maybe I just have mixed feelings about this one. Because when I'm looking at the Switch right now, there's not really much games or anything, really. There's not really much, but we're gonna get a new Zelda game in like 2 weeks. 2 weeks about? Next Friday? Friday after that? Anyways, we're gonna get a new Zelda game, which is really fantastic. And, you know, the Nintendo Switch is still doing well. But I'm still thinking the 3DS is the greatest because you had Street Pass, you had Mii's and stuff. Everyone was making out Mii's back in the day. You had the eShop, which you can still argue that you have the Switch eShop, but that thing is so hard, so incredibly hard to navigate. Like, you freeze. On the 3DS, it was so smooth. It was so beautiful. The games were one hit after the other. We had so many fantastic games. Mario 3D Land, The Legend of Zelda, A Link Between Worlds, Yoshi's Woolly World, Kirby. Kirby games were fantastic. Kirby Robobot. There was Yoshi or Mario and Luigi's Dream Team. Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Pokemon Sun and Moon, we could say that, sure. And even Pokemon X and Y. Those are fantastic Pokemon games. And you could have played the entire library, which are regarded as some of the best Pokemon games. The DS ones. You could have put them right inside your 2DS or your 3DS and played them. So what I'm regarding as probably the best era, maybe not more of the best games, but more of the best feeling, overall Nintendo feeling. Nintendo felt alive. You know, they were like blooming with so much excitement and so much like joy from the fan base that, you know, it's kind of sad that most of those special moments are just gone. They're in the void. They're locked up for eternity. Who knows? Maybe for the Nintendo Switch 2, they will return. But for now, it's just stuck in the void. It's gone for now. Anyways, what do you think about this? What do you think is the best era of Nintendo? Do you think it's the 3DS, the Wii, Wii U, the Nintendo Switch, the original SNES, or NES? Anyways, let me know in the comment section down below. And I really, really appreciate you watching this all the way to the end. You mean the world to me. And yeah, thank you so much. I hope you have a fantastic day. And with that being said, see you in the next one.